Good morning, guys. Once again, I'm do a little painting today, so I figure let's go live and just hang out with you guys or hang out with whoever's want to hang out. And so here I am trying to, I guess, do a live feed on creating or painting, just for funsies though, nothing too important. So basically, I just got my setup ready. Just do my board and splash some paint here and there. And so I'm creating a border right now. So I want to make a nice border. So there's like a contrast. This is black and yellow. I did not know black and yellow. If you mix it, kind of like it turns like kind of like army green. So, oh yeah, when I paint, I really don't because I'm not good at. So I'm not good at what I do. So I tend to just have a lot of silent mode. I guess I pretty quiet. But if you do have questions of you know things that doesn't pertain to painting, because I think you should leave that for the professionals. But you do have a question about life or how to make sticky rice, you could ask me. You could ask me about basic stuff, and then I'll attempt to answer those questions. So that's about it. But yeah, so I'm making a border, kind of like I use it on painter's tape to make a border because I want to make a nice crispy line at the border. But paint wise, you don't have to make it crispy or nice. You just have to make it. You just have to make it the way you want to make it because there's no right way or wrong way to do this. Because if you're like, oh, I'm not a professional painter, and so then you're like, then you don't paint. Then yeah, that is the wrong way to paint. So when you don't paint, that is the wrong way to paint. Because there's no wrong way to painting. But I mean, if it comes out good or not, that all depends on the person too, though. So that does all depend on you. And of course, style too. Like, what kind of style do you have? Like if you're into impressionism, like a little Monet, Rembrandt. Oh, Rembrandt's more like a polished portrait. Maybe you're into like impressionism, cubism. Just depends on your personal preference, right? Isn't that everything about life? Personal preference. Hi, Mary. So, so yeah, I'm using painter's tape to build a smooth, crispy border, and so hopefully it comes out that way. And so I have my little black here more, so I get a more crispy line. And so I'm just using like a, s- a sponge, a sponge thing. Yeah, just dab and tap. That's about it. So there's no mystery to this thing. No mystery to painting, right? And and I am a kind of like a believer in like the mood you feel, like the colors you choose. The colors you choose is the mood that you feel that you're in. So we'll see how this turns out. See how all this turns out. So, how you guys doing today? Anybody out there doing okay, or anybody out there not doing okay? I wonder if I just, I wonder if I came on live so I could just talk to people. But my wife, she's not talking to me because she's busy. So I guess I'll go to my social media family and just talk to them. Social media family. That's a word right there. So I was contemplating about social media family, right? And in a small way, in a little microscopical way, you guys are my social media family because some of you guys, see what I do or see what I don't do. And some of you guys see what I do too much. And it's like, is this guy crazy? Why is he always dancing? Or why is he always going somewhere? So then I end up having a social media family. They'll check up on you. They say, I wonder what these two are doing. I wonder what Sandra Hobby Farm is doing. So they end up clicking in, checking up on you for a brief second or two, just to see what you're up to, what you're doing. So so then I was like, oh yeah, that is a social media family. Because they check up on you. They check up on you and then they wonder what's going on with life, see what you guys are doing with life, you know? So I was like, okay. So yes, you guys are my social media family. And I guess this is a perfect outlet for me just to talk to people, talk to strangers about stuff, right? Okay, hold on one moment. I gotta go get a water thing to soak the plants. Hey, hello. SH1 Mus. How you doing? I'll be back, guys. Just stare at the crazy painting. One moment. Yeah, Sandra's creeping and crawling right now. You want to say hi to the world?
Yeah. Hi.
You can say hi to the world. Hi, world.
Hi, world. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
So Sandra's want to be weird.
Wouldn't you think
She
I'm the girl?
she wants to join the
The
live.
girl
She
who
wants to join the
has
live show.
everything. Okay, well, I gotta go back to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, bye bye.
We don't understand what that means. She says work, so I'm totally oblivious to work, guys. She's like, I got to get back to work. I said, all right, get back to work then. Because I'm going to get back to my work too, even though my work is different from hers.
So like when they say about like starving artists, he's Go is not a starving artist. We're going to make it. This is like a well-fed artist.
So she says, I'm not a starving artist. I'm a well fed artist. I wouldn't even consider myself an artist. So most people were like, well, go, you're an artist. I said, no, I'm not an artist. Because I really don't know how to paint technically. Like, there's really people who are really good at that stuff. Like, really, they went to school and they painted professionally. They went to school, they painted professionally, and yeah. And so you can't say I'm like an artist of some sort, right? Because can't take that away from those super guys. That's the reason why I never consider myself as an artist. But Sandra's like, no, I am an artist. And I was like, well, it's a long stretch for that word, artist. But I do like to paint. Like just randomly paint stuff and do stuff. So it's an outlet for me. So painting is an outlet of some sort. So am I good at it? Yeah. Do I like it? Yep, I do. I do like painting, that's for sure. Because I feel like with painting, you don't have to stress so much on the getting it right part. Like, am I getting this right? Am I getting it wrong? So yeah, with painting, you don't have to stress so much and stuff like that. So let me see. Well, as long as you guys can see the canvas, that's the most important part. Seeing the canvas is more important than seeing me. So when you see the canvas, at least you can see how the magic works, right? That's what I do. Okay. Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finger painting show. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is trying to make a border. Make a nice crispy border. So I use the painter's tape to guide the border. And that's it. And I do encourage people to it doesn't even really have to be painting. I encourage people to be creative. Be creative. Is that how you say it? Be creative. So I do encourage people to be creative because I feel that if you are creative, something will come out of it. You might not be rich, you might not be, you know. So the question I would ask most people is if you guys were rich, like I'm talking about money's no issue type of rich, what would you guys do? And if you can answer that question, that's what you should do. Because you always like rich, like money's not an issue. I will be doing this for here. I would still be painting. I would still be taking photography, taking pictures, and I would still be doing social media because I feel social media is like it's it's art, it's creativity. Because do you know how hard it is for a person to like talk to themselves in front of a phone or just looking at themselves in front of a phone? Because that's not that easy. And then you have to entertain, like perform a little bit, right? Of course you could be yourself, you have to be yourself, but then you have to put on a performance. You have to, and it is some type of performance because you have an audience. You have an audience is looking at you, watching you in a sense. I mean, they're watching you for entertainment, or they just watch you because they just like you, whatever their reason is. You have an audience watching you. So there's a artistic side to doing social media. There's a side to it where people are like, oh, they have no talent. Well, it's not really a talent because those who do go live or are on social media, they would understand underwritten pressure of being on live, just engaging, or just visually engaging. So you know they have a little thing about it. So, anyways, so I think this is the reason why I pursue most most medium that's expressive. Like social media to me is expressive. So I get to express myself as a person, and I get to share myself as a person to the world. And then art, painting and stuff is expressive to me too. So I get to express myself in color, in theory, in shapes, and in whatnot, right? And so all this comes into play. And the colors, and the best part about this is that I get to do this with this. I get to do this with you guys. So I get to paint. I get to express myself through painting and through social media. And so, and the reason why I enjoy most of the time, not all the time, to come on live is gives me practice to talk to people, practice to engage in society, and it gives me a sense of I'm giving something back to the world, not just you know basic conventional charity or giving my time to do this and that. And so to me, this is a big part of giving back to the world because we all become memories then one day, right? So as I'm yapping, I'm gonna let this dry out a little bit, and then I'm gonna undo it, and then we can see what's going on here. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee. So hang tight, and I'll be back. So hang tight, I'll be back. Well, I don't know if this is drying up or not. Maybe it is. Should dry up, right? Okay, I think the paint's still wet, but I'm gonna pull the tape off, guys. See how this works out. First time ever trying this. Ah, see how that goes. Ah, all right. This guy over here. All right. Oh no. All right. Okay. So I have to admit, objective was not achieved. So I was supposed to make this, but somehow it didn't turn out that way. So I think I'm gonna find a way to make this more colorful, I guess. So I have to wait for the paint to dry, as a matter of fact. So if the paint dries, I think it'll get the border, that crispy border I'm looking for. But I achieved something, right? Guess I gotta keep on layering this thing. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for those who's, I guess, just visually enjoying this. But you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna bring out the color. So I think I'm gonna choose another color. I'm gonna choose another color on this. Always have your red for your brush. I feel like I'm gonna use red. Red for this. Red for this little thing here. See what comes out of it. But I kind of wanted to make. Hey, hi guys. How you doing? Really doing nothing crazy. I'm just over here painting, painting a paint, painting a paint of something, painting a paint of something, something painting. Hmm. Okay. See if I could pull this off now. So we're gonna see if I could draw something nice, something meaningful, and something nice. See what happens. I don't know what I'm drawing, guys. I really don't. But I kind of have an idea what I want to draw, though. I want to draw this hairpin. I don't know if it's going to work out because I'm not really good at drawing. The paint's not dry yet. And you can, because I'm try to overlay the paint. But the paint's not dry yet, so it'll be a little difficult. It's going to be a little bit difficult because, you know, Oh, so it's one thing I learned about going live while we're painting or something, especially if especially if I'm not good with commentating or explaining what I'm doing. So the only one thing I learned about this is that it gets a little quiet sometimes because I feel that I have to concentrate. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to get a straight line or straight enough at least because there is a level to this thing. And so I found this idea by the Qin dynasty. It's it has to do with the queens, or not a queen, but like a hairpin, right? Symbol of luck and prosperity, prosperity and luck. And so it's a Chinese uh, some type of Chinese mythology stuff where it's just symbol of luck and prosperity, where where so when I do this, I'm using this as my guideline just for designs. Then you just as you go, you just go. So the reason why I tell you I'm not good at this is because I'm not good at drawing this with a paintbrush because this is extremely hard to draw with. So, and I feel like drawing and painting is two different art forms. Well, kind of it. It's kind of it about art. Talk about art is so. This is a hairpin or an attempt to be a hairpin at least. The inspiration came from the Qin dynasty because the Qin dynasty used to have this hairpin thing. I read it. I read it, and I read it on it, and I read on it. And so the hairpiece is a symbol of prosperity. A symbol of prosperity, and so this is supposed to be a dragon of some sort. It's not the best. It's not the best rendition of my dragon, but it is a dragon of some sort. So hopefully, I get I get enough of it where it's recognizable. So that will be that. And well, I'm glad some of you guys stuck around this long because man, imagine how bored it will be just watching this guy ramble on about rambling. It's like, okay, guys, this is how you talk about talking. And we're going to start with rambling 101 while I'm painting. Okay. So I got some of the stuff down. So basically, with this right here, you just have to go with your instinct. Whatever or whatever you don't know. If you had to like create a jewelry, how would you create a piece of jewelry, a piece of hairpin for an empress? And you gotta remember, it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. And I guess that's what's gonna make your art, because the imperfection of it. Because if you do want it perfect, then of course, you probably have to go to school for that. You probably have to go learn about, how to draw a straight line, how to draw a circle. But if you just want to paint and just enjoy and just try to make it the best you can, then yeah. Yeah, and yeah, this will become okay. But if you are trying to make it perfect, then you might not like your own painting. So yeah, you might not like your own painting if you're trying to make this perfect. If you're just trying to paint just to have fun, just to be creative, just to express yourself, then yeah, go for it. You know, just to express yourself. Because sometimes things don't have to look good all the time. Because remember, there's people for that. There's really people that can make things look really good and really lifelike. And those people went to school for it, studied for it. But for the sake of just art, for the sake of just expressing yourself, you don't have to worry too much about it, I guess. For the sake of being an artist, if you want to consider yourself an artist, for the sake of just being creative, you just want to be creative. Yeah. You don't have to really stress on the perfection of a perfect line or the perfection of you know especially for the perfectionists out there, because there's a lot of people who's like really super good at this, and they're perfectionists. And so, oh, why is my head itchy? Because I got paint on my forehead. Well, there is a lot of people out there as perfectionists, like literally they're perfectionists, and so they have to get things a certain way. Things got to be a certain way. Things has to be placed here, things have to be placed there. And you know what will make me really nervous? What will make me really nervous is if someone commissioned me to do this. If someone says, "Hey, Cole, I want to pay you, X amount of dollars for you to do this," I'll be like, "I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to you know, take that X amount of dollar because I'm not as good as you think I am. Because I only could create what I want to create because there's no pressure in me creating this. Because there's no pressure in me to creating what I want to create. So that makes me not afraid to make mistakes, to do this, to do that. But if I was afraid and if I was commissioned to do this, then there will be some type of expectation, right? It will be like, well, you gotta make sure, the circles are looking like a circle and the squares are looking like the squares. Yeah, there will be some type of, isn't that with life in general? But that's kind of with life in general, right? When people expect you to, when people have expectation of you, then you end up like, man, I don't want to do it, or like, oh, that's like, like, you know what? Oh, I don't know. You guys are bored yet, hanging out with me. You guys are probably are, but I guess that's the beautiful part about social media. You guys could always log off, and I'll just, or you could always log in, stay on, and listen to me try to explain life's theory. But I guess I'll stay on here for an hour because I probably won't finish the painting, but I will stay on here for an hour just to hang out or to whatever, to hang out or to whatever, and my little peace and quiet, my little, you know. Yeah, that's what you do, and you continue doing it. So I'm gonna see if I can last one whole hour being on live with you guys. And it's not easy. Cause look at, okay, I have like one view, and the person stayed with me for a good 15 minutes. Congratulations, you made it to learning everything by remember knowing nothing, or you learned everything. So yeah, but I don't know. I had this one person, he or she's he or she's like chilling with me for like close to 1 hour already. I was like, wow, that's that's some dedication there. Because well, I must admit, you're better than me. But yeah, so so this is it, guys. I'm gonna you know what? I'm gonna keep my live performance for 20 more minutes. See if I can last 1 hour in this live thing. Right? And so whoever comes on, comes on. Whoever comes off, comes off. Because really, I'm really not. I'm really doing it just for the practice of just talking to people out there in the world, and so I could feel comfortable talking to people out there in the world while I only see myself. So, and thank you for staying, just hanging in there with me. I really appreciate that because I've been on live before where there's like a lot of people and it gets, so we get noise clutter, and then I don't want to be on there no more because we get noise clutter. But having two or three people here with me is great. I feel like you guys are bored enough to listen to me. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning in live on Sandra Hobby Farm. Do you guys know that my wife likes me to paint and wants me to paint? Because she enjoys either she enjoys me watching me paint or she just wants to keep me in the house. 'Cause she just wants to lock me in the house and not let me go nowhere. But I really think she enjoys me painting though, because she feels like it's productive, of course, and the productivity of it. And two, it's very expressive and creative. Because once upon a time, before she, joined the world of wages and salary, she loved it painting. She loved it painting. She loved it designing. And then, of course, she didn't have the luxury to continue because she had to, like I said, join the world. And so I was like, so when I came along and found, the paint brushes and the paint and her art stuff, right? Her way to express herself, I just use it. And so basically, all the stuff you see me doing and using is basically my wife's stuff. Because once upon a time, this was her. She wanted to paint. She wanted to express herself. But of course, those who know, painting and expressing yourself would not pay the bills. So it comes back to that question where I always ask people, if you were a billionaire, I mean, if you really had all the money you have in this world and it was no concern, what would you do every day? Like, what would you do? What would you wake up to? What would motivate you to wake up? You know? And so my answer is this right here. I would still be doing this. I would still be painting. I still will be taking photos. I still would be trying to express myself to the world. And in a way, we're giving ourselves to the world. Like instead of like, okay, I'll donate money, I'll give this, I'll give that, of a material possession that that perish and vanish at the end of the earth. So how could we give ourselves to the world where it doesn't perish and vanish for a very long time at least? It's going to perish and vanish regardless at the end of the. But how would it stay so long? 'Cause you only could give so much money. You only could give so much material wealth. You only could give so much comfort. So the question is, how would you inspire to give back to the world if you were if money was not an object, money was not an objective, like this. And so this is my answer here. What you guys see me doing on social media, what you guys see me doing on my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram, Facebook, across my social media platform, this is what I will be doing. Same thing. I would go around and just randomly talk to you guys out there in the internet world. I would spend time with my friends and family. And I will be painting. I will be taking photography. And if you guys don't know, once in a while I do tattoos too for my friends or for whoever I so choose wish to do it for. So basically I try to do anything that's gonna express my express my art side, or any I try to do anything that's gonna express myself, that's gonna encourage the world to do more, to be better. So yeah, so that's what I would do if I was rich. So nothing would change. Oh, you know what would change though? If I had a lot of money and I was rich, buying a better brush. Say this brush, I would buy a more expensive brush. That's for sure. So I could get the fine details of it. Oh, and maybe if I had the money, I would take professional painting lessons because I have the time and I have the money. So If I do have the money, that's what I would do. But yet, I would still do the same thing. I would still be painting. I would still be doing, and maybe spend more time with my wife, or actually not more time with her, but maybe spend a lot. Well, actually, me and her have been spending a lot of leisure time together. So if you guys don't know, this is a plug. Go to my YouTube channel, Sandra Hobby Farm, and watch our playlist on our West Coast PCH tour. That's exciting. We toured down. We did a tour. Like we went all the way from San Diego, California, all the way up to Washington, borderline Canada. You know what I'm painting today, Mister M. Waba Chola N5S8W is just random. It's called expressive art. So that's what I'm painting today, sir. I'm just painting expressive art, which means just things that you feel. The color, the pick the color you want to pick, the feeling. So that's what I'm painting today. Is it interesting? Yes, very interesting. As a matter of fact, does it look good? Maybe. Depends on who's looking at it. It looks good. Depends on who's looking at it. What's that saying? Art is in the eyes of the beholder. It's very true. Because some stuff I look at, the stuff I do myself, like, dang, that's ugly. And then there's some stuff I do like, dang, that looks good. And then my wife would be like, okay, that looks weird. But she's very supportive though, even though the weird things I've been painting and drawing. So she's a very supportive. If anything, you know what? My wife is my number one fan though. Believe it or not, Sandra, she's my number one fan. She keep pushing me to do these things. I was like, oh, okay, I guess she likes it. So that's what I'm painting. So I am attempting to draw or paint. It's called like a hairpin from the Qin Dynasty. It's a symbol of prosperity and wealth. I mean, it's prosperity and happiness. So I'm trying to paint this to make it look a little bit decent, I guess, right? Not too, you know, because I'm not a professional painter, but I don't want to make it look too un. I want to make it look good enough, right? So how are you doing today, Miss Chola? Miss Chola, how are you doing today, Miss Chola? Sorry, I couldn't pronounce your whole name. So I just saw the word Chola. I could pronounce that. Okay. Okay. So we got that down. Is it nighttime over there? What time is it? Sorry guys, I'm talking to Chola. She says it's nighttime over there. What time is it over there where you're at? And where are you? Across the world? What country are you? Are you watching this great amazing video from? What country are you from watching this great amazing video? Wow, well, thank you for watching. She's from Zimbabwe. Oh, that's so nice. But thank you for watching me. Aren't you supposed to be sleeping by now? It's 11:47. You're supposed to go to bed. Hey, Cheese Mike, how you doing? You're supposed to go to bed in Zimbabwe. Are you in school or well, I mean, what's like you must be like older to be up that late because your mom's or your parents gonna yell at you. Blue, 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 blue. This is pretty nice blue though. This is like a turquoise blue. Well, well, thank you for tuning in there, Miss Chola from Zimbabwe. But you should be sleeping by now. It's almost 12 o'clock. You're gonna wake up tired in the morning. Shouldn't stay up too late. I know I don't want to lecture you, but when I stay up past 10 p.m., man, I have a hard time getting up. So it's a hairpin. It's a hairpin from the Qin dynasty, a symbol of prosperity and luck. So this is what I'm attempting to draw right now. Holy smoke. Guys, I've been on here for like an hour already. I'm still I'm still amazed at this one person that's stuck with me still. I got like one view. I got this one view and this person's really stuck staying with me. It's kind of nice. I don't even know who the person is, but whoever you are, thank you, man. I mean, really. You know how boring that would be for to be in a show for like an hour of just randomness, like random babbling. Is that amazing, sir? That's amazing, huh? Good job. Hopefully, I dropped in some word of wisdom of some sort that you could just use. But if not, I apologize. Thanks for hanging in there with me, though. And I do inspire you to go online, to talk to people, to engage in the world, to engage in the world and engage in life because it's kind of weird because okay, I got Chola from Zimbabwe right now just hanging out with me. And he or she is just chilling with me, like just watching me paint and do this random old thing with her. It's not like a ISO speed show or Cal Net or Adrian Ross or Mr. Beast show here. This is Sandra's Holly Farm. Different vibe, people. Different vibe. Thanks for tuning in and staying on. Much appreciated. Hopefully, I encourage you guys to do the same and not worry too much about who's going to stay on and watch you or not watch you. That you guys just go on live and engage in the world and be part of the world. We don't have to change the world. We could be a part of it and hopefully encourage the world enough to be like, it's okay to not try to change anything, but just to enjoy each other's company. Right? Madam Chola from Zimbabwe, or ma'am, or sir. And okay, we got 4 more minutes. Hang in there, that one viewer. Hang in there. We almost got it. 4 more minutes, and then if you let me go, don't feel guilty. You're okay. I already accept you in 30 minutes of the show already. I know you. 4 more minutes. I got you. No, actually, you got me. As a matter of fact, can you believe that, Sandra? The person stayed for the whole hour. Holy smokes!
Who's that person?
I don't even know, but
Thank you.
well, thank you. That was like, wow. Because I'm looking at it, right? And I see this one viewer, because I have this one view, and it's like, wow, okay. I guess me and the person is just hanging out like two buddies, huh? Yeah, like we're buddies. But actually, we are buddies. Whoever tunes in is kind of like a buddy. You really think about it, right? We're just hanging out, being buds. You know, we're like hanging out, being buds. We're buds. Yep, we're buds. And we are buds. Like it or don't like it, we just became buds. My one viewer. So you're gonna have to accept that, okay? Because you stayed on too long for me not to appreciate you. Sometimes I bored myself. Like sometimes I go back and watch the videos, and I get like, "What the heck am I doing? Why am I just yakking and yapping and yakking?" You know. Sometimes I bored myself. I bored myself. And what? Oh, เป็นคนบ่ฮู้ว่าคนเป็นคนลาว because just in case there's anybody like Laos speaking out there. I am from Laos, not from Laos. Actually, I am from Laos. I was born in Laos, but raised in America. So ค่อยก็เป็นคนลาวถ้าค่อยเว้าภาษาลาว but ค่อยเว้าภาษาลาวบ่ได้หลายแล้วค่อยก็บ่เว้าภาษาลาว because there's there's people from all over the world, right? So once in a while I once in a while ค่อยก็เว้าภาษาลาวนำ, and then once in a while I speak English. Dominantly I speak English because I have people from Mexico, from Zimbabwe, people from, I mean, there's somebody from Korea, or maybe, yeah, there is somebody from Korea. So I dominantly speak English, and I really think people tune in to sometimes just want to learn English, right? You want to learn English, you want to hear someone speak English. But I do speak Laos, though. ค่อยเว้าภาษาลาวได้อยู่ หากว่าหลายบ่ได้ All I know how to say is กินข้าวแล้วบ่อยากบ่ตำบักหุ่งกับข้าวเหนียว Oh, in Laos, if I had to translate that in English, it's like, "Hello, have you eaten before? Have you eaten yet? Do you want some papaya salad and sticky rice?" That will be my translation. That will be my translation in the Laos language. In the English. Okay, guys. So with the painting, I got the detail of the hairpin you know. And so I want to make the tip a little sharp. So I learned a little trick to this. Because remember, I'm not as good. So what I do is I get tape, right? And I want to make a sharp tip. Right? I want to make a sharp tip. So what do? So I use tape. First I paint this white. Yeah, first I paint this white. I put tape on there just to make it really sharp. or sharp enough at least. So you get a good contrast of things. You get that. And you try your best to, you try the best to do your best, right? So then you get your color, which is white, and then you dab it. Well, but when you dab it, you get a stronger color to it. Right? And then you can take it off. We can let it dry. And then you can just get more tape. Like you get a little bit more tape. And you just put it under or over it. Doesn't matter. But enough for it to, to dab the colors. So your colors are pretty vibrant. And don't be afraid. Whatever you guys do, don't be afraid. Because you can't go wrong. Because remember, it's paint. You could always get more paint. You could always paint over it. You could always paint under it. Don't be afraid to express yourself. So don't be afraid to express yourself because it's not bad. All right. So I got this here because it helps me. It gives me a cleaner and sharper line. So I got my white, my grayish tone white, and then I got my platinum white. So I use platinum white to try to get that good, good crispy line. Sorry if I'm not talking because I kind of do have to concentrate because it's tiny. I do put platinum on this to get that good, clean, sharp line. So, and once I put that, you could just take it out and you can see it. You can see the results. It's not the best, but it's not easy. Hey, look at that. Boom. So you get I mean, it's not totally, like straight or anything like that, but it gives it a good feel to it, Okay, guys, that's it for the lesson for the day. So thanks for tuning in, and that's like an hour of work already. So bye. Thanks for tuning in, Lee Halbert. Thanks for tuning in, Chola. Boom. 2 folks that stuck around for a very long time. Good night.